Shalom, shalom, brother Aaron, Roy Regime of Yahushua. And first and foremost, we say, call Halor Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakakadash. I want to say shalom to the elders and leaders of the nation of Yasha Allah, who's pushing this truth and sincerity, as well as the 1/3 men, women, and children of believers who wholeheartedly believe on the true doctrine of the Bible. I want to say shalom. Today's lesson, I titled this one, The Great Squeeze. All right, the great squeeze, because this is exactly what's happening throughout the earth. Okay, you have the powers that be. Okay, your international bankers, your basically your mega players, these billionaires. Okay, the ones who sit back, run everything, pay your politicians, set your laws, set the gas prices. Okay, got everybody on payroll who really call the shots. Okay, Esau Edom ultimately. Okay, they're putting a great squeeze on society. Okay, nothing other than major oppression. And the whole purpose for this ultimately is order out of chaos. They want to make things so bad for the average person. Okay, whether it be paying bills, grocery prices, okay, inflation through the roof, the cost of living, everything's so ridiculous until what the public starts to cry out for a solution. Okay, we can't afford this. We need help. Do something, fix this problem. And right now is the very beginning of this. You're already starting to see people break, people fall, people cry. But things are going to get so bad, they're intentionally going to squeeze things so tight, okay? Meaning inflation through the roof, more layoffs. Okay, that's why nobody's hiring all of a sudden. Rent prices is through the roof. Can't afford to live no more, okay? This is intentionally done by the powers that be. So what? Order out of chaos. People could scream for a solution, and eventually they'll come with the solution. Okay, starting with what? The blockchain, digital currency, which ultimately is going to lead to the end game. Okay, what the Bible refers to as that mark of the beast. Okay, that digital microchip, which is going to be the mark of the beast. Okay, but in order to get people to take something like that, or in order to get people to go along with the new system, things have to be so bad. People homeless on the street, can't afford to live, to where the masses cry out for a solution. Do something. And then what? They're going to roll out their solution. Okay, order out of chaos, the great squeeze. All right, so I got several videos I want to play. We're going to go ahead and open up with some videos.
Wow, y'all. So people are officially starting to get arrested for being homeless now. It's only a couple states where homelessness is still legal. So at this point, they can start arresting people that they suspect to be homeless just for the crime of not being able to afford housing. So basically, other than Oregon and Wyoming, they're saying that housing, not handcuffs, is basically, like I said, they're starting to crack down on homeless people around the country. And if they suspect that you're homeless, from what I understand, they can arrest you. This is a new bill that's coming into action, so I want y'all to be aware of this. This is really, really crazy how nowadays, basically, you can't afford to live, and you can't even afford not to live on the streets. Like, it's crazy. So if you pitch a tent in certain places, or you put out, like a cot or a sleeping bag or something like that, shopping cart, in certain places in the country, you are suspect to get arrested just because of those things. So like I said, this is crazy, y'all. This is getting bizarre. How people can barely afford rent, and now you can't even afford to be on the streets. At this point, where are we supposed to be?
Okay, now we're going to show you where you're supposed to be, or what their intention is for you. Okay, for those who can't afford to live, okay, you got more and more. This is why you're starting to see more and more people sleeping out of their cars, more and more homeless, every city, no matter where you go. Okay, so this thing is growing. People literally can't afford to live anymore. Okay, so to answer to her question when she said, well, we can't afford to live, can't afford to be homeless, what they expect, where are we going to be? Okay, this is what they're going to roll out eventually. Okay, this is what they got these FEMA camps set up for. Okay, all of these places to where, okay, if you can't afford to live, instead of going on the street, they're going to send you to these FEMA camps. Okay, and ultimately try to chip you in these camps. All right, let me play another video.
afford rent. For a growing number of people, highway rest areas have become much more than a temporary stop.
It's not what you'd expect at a provincial rest area. Though overnight camping is banned, there's a makeshift shelter, people living in cars, RVs and trailers not passing through, but parked at Bradner Rest Area long term.
What they have in common, they can't afford rent. For a growing number of people, highway rest areas have become much more than a temporary stop.
It's not what you'd expect at a provincial rest area. Though overnight camping is banned, there's a makeshift shelter, people living in cars, RVs and trailers not passing through, but parked at Bradner Rest Area.
Okay, so they're just double playing. But anyway, as you can see, this is something that's growing issue, okay? And this is starting to be, this is something that's intentionally, meticulously done, okay? The great squeeze. They're squeezing people once again to bring forth their solution, order out of chaos, okay? Let's filter this through the scriptures, because we're going back that last video. That is a law now. Okay, all except for 2 states, Wyoming, and there's one more state, basically mostly all white states. The 2 states that this law didn't pass. But basically this law is for there's no homeless on the street. Okay, that's in pretty much 50 states. All right, so it's showing you what this the oppression of these draconian laws. These laws are now starting to become more radical, more oppressive to the average person. All right, so let's grab Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So a decree is a law. Okay, you decree something, you make it law. So the Bible says, woe to them that describe unrighteous decrees, that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right of the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless, because this is who this is mainly targeted against. Notice it says the poor of my people. Okay, it's specifically targeted towards Israel. This is why when you watch things like this, whether it's the news, politicians, what do they always say? Okay, this is going to affect the minority. It's going to affect the minority, specifically Black and Hispanic communities the most. See, that is intentionally done. Okay, so they're telling you without telling you. All right, but nonetheless, these are these radical laws, these oppressive laws that we're starting to see more of. Let's get Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? So it's letting you know, okay, they go about this by framing mischief. Mischief is wickedness, okay, oppression, deceit. They frame their mischief through their law, okay, just like the old saying, the pen is mightier than the sword. Okay, so they're able to accomplish wickedness or what they're trying to do, okay, by passing these radical laws. How the hell you gonna make a law that say a person can't be homeless, but you're not gonna sit them up and give them the help or opportunity or housing that they need? Okay, and they know no jobs are hiring. Not only no jobs are hiring, the ones that is hiring are not paying enough to keep up with the cost of living. So by default, what's going to happen? Yeah, you're going to have more people sleeping out their cars. Yeah, you're going to have more people homeless. So to come rather than bring forth a solution to help better, what are they going to do? Make more oppressive laws. Okay, well, we're going to lock you up. You can't afford to live. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Okay, just straight up wickedness. Okay, let's grab Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. Wisdom of Solomon is the book in the Apocrypha which gives the mindset of the wicked. These elitists, globalists, Esau, it gives you their mentality, their mindset. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Because like we say, this is who this is always targeted against. Okay, the rich against the poor. Okay, Esau will be in those that be in the power seat. Specifically, is the rich that intentionally oppress the poor of my people. The scripture we read, Israel. It says, "Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice. See that? They accomplish this wickedness. Their strength is through passing these draconian laws. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So that which is feeble is going into the Lord's people. This is why the international bankers, the global leaders, what do they refer to the masses as? Goyim, useless cattle, okay, sheeple. Okay, this is what it's going into. Anybody who's not like them or their status or in their secret societies or clubs, okay, you look, especially the children of Israel, is shunned upon, okay, that they consider feeble, nothing worth, all right? So nonetheless, we're seeing what through these oppressive laws is how they put forth this wickedness. Also, let's get Sirach 34 and 21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. And he that defrauded the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. So that's equivalent to taking away somebody's living or taking away somebody's bread. Okay, it say the bread of the needy is their life. He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. So when you pass these draconian laws, okay, not only the cost of living doesn't compensate, or the pay doesn't compensate for the cost of living, but when people are forced to move out to their cars or be homeless, you come with these radical draconian laws to lock them up or put them in prison. Okay, that's equivalent to taking away a man's bread. You oppressing them, you making it hard. Okay, let me read that again. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. And he that defrauded the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. Okay, so Esau is guilty of this, is what it's saying. Okay, and that's equivalent to taking away somebody's living because they make it so hard. Okay, even if, look at what they're doing now, even when it comes to Lyft, Uber, all of these little side hustles and jobs, okay? More red tape, more stipulations, okay? It just making it more and more oppressive, all right? Precept, let's get Sirach 29 and 21. The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover one's shame. All right. Okay, yeah, that's wrong. The chief things are living. So they're making it hard to even go about with those chief things, the main things it takes to live. Okay, water, bread, and clothing and a house to cover one's shame. Okay, so look at just to afford a house or to get a house. Hell, to get a car. Okay, for our people, look at some of the things in oppression, the interest rates and things that they put us through. Okay, the whole credit system. Okay, that's something it's always been something put in place to try to hold down and keep Israel down. Okay, so now you have something going into the housing crisis. You got these billionaires, okay, that's literally buying up all the real estate. Okay, the average home now, damn near $400,000. Okay, so this is what all this is tying into. The Bible is showing you the oppression and wickedness of these people. Okay, let me play another video real quick. Because if you got people can't afford to live, okay, can't afford rent, can't afford a new home, and you got all of these billionaires all of a sudden not only buying up farmland, but now they're in the real estate game, buying up millions and millions of dollars of housing all over the place. Okay, that's to monopolize and control everything. Who you think they're going to keep out of those houses? See, our people. See, and then you couple that on top of a wide open border, which they're taking care of those migrants. Okay, $5,000 vouchers soon as they get here. Some people say it's $10,000. Putting them up in shelters, shutting down a lot of schools, a lot of people out of certain areas and communities and housing them. Okay, but when it comes to so-called, Israel, you blacks, tough luck. Okay, so we're showing you this is the oppression of the wicked. This is the great squeeze. All right, let me get this video real quick. One moment. Give me one moment. I'm not for sure why this is not playing. Let me see. Go back. Maybe I can't open it like that. Let me try one more thing. Okay, I think this is it.
6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables. Try for under $5.
Get Pepsi Pineapple only at Little Caesars with all your hot and ready favorites. Pizza.
Billionaires are buying up a ton of farmland across the country. In 2020, Bill Gates made headline for becoming the largest private farmland owner in the United States, accumulating over 270,000 acres across 18 states in less than a decade. Jeff Bezos has a mix of just regular land and farmland and has accumulated over 420,000 acres in recent years. Warren Buffett has famously stated that if you said for a 1% interest in all the farmland in the United States, pay our group $25 billion, I'll write you a check this afternoon. Is this just another investment opportunity where billionaires can park their funds and get a return on their investment? Or is this more of a power control move to control the supply of food around the world? There has been whispers of food shortages with the supply issues going on and wars going on, and seeing the elite purchasing of farmland. Do we have a reason for concern? In today's video, we're going to talk about what billionaires are actually doing with farmland, why are they buying farmland, and if there's anything that we can do or even invest in farmland. Be sure to like this video. I would love to know your comments down below. Subscribe for some awesome content around the real estate market.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. But basically, as you heard, that's the point. Okay, in the midst of food shortages, these same billionaires buying up all the farmland, and also in a housing crisis, a real estate crisis, people can't afford rent. All of a sudden, they're buying up all of these housing projects. Okay, all at one time. Okay, and like you say, buying it up for a power move to control everything. They want to monopolize everything to what? Further oppress the poor or further oppress the Lord's people. All right, this is Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine. Okay, that's lies, false doctrine. He is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people. Now that's going into the colonization and conquest of the white man, gather to him all nations and people, but showing you how he has to own and control everything. Also precept, let's get Isaiah 5:8. Woe unto them that join house to house, that lay field to field, till there be no place, that they may place alone in the midst of the earth. And that's exactly what they're doing. buying up house to house, field to field, that's going into land, real estate, monopolizing everything. So nobody else could come in. They want to have a power move and control it all. Okay, to further, like we say, oppress the poor, specifically the Lord's people. This is exactly what they're doing. Buying up all the real estate, all the land, all the farmland, okay, in a time when times is harder than it's ever been. All right. So the Bible is becoming more and more apparent and more clear. All right. This is Micah 2:2. Woe unto them, Micah, let me start at 1. Micah 2:1. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When it is morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Okay, because Job 9:24 tells us what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So they're able to exercise this evil, what they have the power right now. Verse 2. And covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, because that's a form of oppressing a man in his house. Okay, you can't afford to live. You making it way, can't afford to live, can't afford to pay rent. Okay, wages not enough. What else is he supposed to do? That's oppression. Verse 3. Therefore, thus says the Lord, behold. Let me read that again. Therefore, thus says the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise evil, from which they shall not remove their necks, neither shall you go haughty, for this time is evil. All right. So the Lord is watching them. Okay. The Lord is ultimately in control, but nonetheless, it's showing you what the wickedness of these people through their laws, their draconian laws. Are they further moved and able to work this oppression to oppress the Lord's people? All right. Let's see. Let's also get Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword. Okay, the tongue is going into their media, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows. You bend the bow at somebody, you're ready to attack. Okay, this is different ways of attack. Okay, the greatest form of warfare is waging war without physically doing anything. Okay, remember we read who frame it mischief by law. Okay, the pen is mightier than the sword. Okay, so they've been waging war for a long time. And this is a form of what you're seeing in the earth now. Wages not being enough. Everything is skyrocketing. This oppression through the real estate market, all of that. Okay, that's a form of waging war, bending their bow. All right, verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Who is considered the perfect? The Lord's people, specifically those, the righteous. All right. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privately. Okay, those are their traps. Those are their snares. This is the things that they discuss. Their think tanks, their big groups, when they come together with their councils. Okay, how can we make oppress the poor more? Okay, how can we stay in power and oppress the poor? They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. And they do. When it comes to wickedness and evil, these people accomplish a diligent search. They research. They know our people better than our people know ourselves. Okay, this is why this man, look at his science. Okay, they'll study the brain of an ant. It dissects something, go all the way down into the smallest, most minuscule animal, insect you could be. They'll dissect, know everything about it. Okay, that's him accomplishing a diligent search. Okay, they don't just move. They make sure all their ducks is in order. They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them is deep, and the heart is deep. All right. Also, let me see what else. I'm just rolling through the spirit on this one. Let me see what else. Let me get Jeremiah 50:16. because ultimately this is what's happening now. Things are starting to become so real. Okay, so here's what you got to understand. You got a lot of people. America is like one big melting pot, like they say, all different cultures and things of that nature. But what's happening now, you got a lot of these Arab, a lot of these foreigners, these immigrants who came over here when America was once thriving to make a living, to make a better way for them and their families. They're seeing it's over now. They looking at everything that's happening, okay? The economy slowly collapsing, housing market crisis, okay? Inflation, everything they're looking at. So you know what they're doing now? They're getting the hell out of here. So as everything shut down, you have to look at who are the only people that doesn't have dual citizenship. Only people who don't have a land or a country of our own. See, that's who's going to be stuck here to deal with the bulk of this stuff when it hit the fan. All right, so this is Jeremiah 50 and 16 says, cut off the sword from Babylon and him that handled the sickle in the time of harvest. Cut off the sword is what we're going into now, okay? We're coming into a time of war, World War III. These other countries is for this international trade that's about to cease. That's cut off the sickle from Babylon. Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handled the sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of the oppressing sword. They shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. Okay, so that's what's about to start happening now. Okay, everybody is they seeing this place is over, it's up. Okay, things are becoming more harder, more homelessness. People can barely make it to live. So those from other countries, immigrant, foreigners, dual citizenship, they're getting the hell out of here now. So once again, like you say, when it all hit the fan, guess who's gonna be trapped and stuck here to deal with all of this? All right, let me get one more precept on that. Isaiah 13:14. Just to show you, that's what's starting to happen now. See, these other foreigners, they bailing the hell out of here. Isaiah 13:14, this shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man take it up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. All right, so because this place is breaking down, okay, everything like we talking about in this video, cost of living, inflation, housing market, people bailing the hell out, and the only people stuck here is Israel. All right, let's get Isaiah 24:5. Yeah, the American dream is over, basically. You see, that's what brought them here. These other foreigners and stuff, the hopes of an American dream, they see it's a lie. It's over now. So they out of here. So like we say, our people was stuck with all of this. Let's see. Verse 10, Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man could come in. So that's what's happening. You literally watching the city of confusion, the Babylon, America being broken down. Okay, slowly but surely. Let me play one more video. Actually, Salakia, never mind. I forgot it was a video that I was looking for that I had a while back, but I think I deleted that one a while back. But it's basically just showing you when it does all hit the fan, okay, there's really no escape for the Lord people. Even that wall and thing they were talking about building, okay, that's not really keep people out, but to keep people in when it all hit the fan. Okay, so this is what we're showing you through all of this. Okay, all of this is meticulously done. Okay, and this is specifically targeted towards Israel. Okay, so things are only gonna increasingly, okay, get worse, like we've been telling you and prophesying you. But our strength, our faith, our hope is in the Most High, because the Most High will. Okay, we've done many lessons on that. He promised to take care of His elect. So it's not about fear, not about anything of that. It's just we through the grace of the Most High, He's given us the understanding, okay, to be able to convey this Bible to the believers, right? That He loved us enough to warn us before whatever happens. Okay, so while everybody else, the rest of the world is in awe and in shock and panicking, we have that comfort, okay, that comfort of hope in the scriptures, because the Lord has already warned us through the Spirit. So I'm going to get that. We can go ahead and close out. I think it's St. John 16. St. John 16, I'm going to read verse 4. Leave it at that. This St. John 16 and 4. But the things I have told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you in the beginning, because I was with you. Okay, so that's what the whole Bible is for. Okay, this is a warning and comfort, okay, that the Lord loves us enough to give us this warning, okay, through the scriptures, so we can know the future before the future even happens. And these scriptures is just want to keep us and comfort us. All right, and we'll close out with this one, actually, Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So that would be the whole Bible was written aforetime, so we through patience will have comfort and hope. Okay, so we know the Lord got us, but nonetheless, we have to teach and relate to our people so we can know what time we in. Okay, that's what prophecy or prophesying is all about. Okay, we're speaking beforehand. Okay, that's prophecy or whatever. So the things that's written, we're speaking, showing before they come to pass, and this is exactly what's happening. Okay, so we're going to close out with that. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. Once again, that's been a great squeeze. Until next time, we're going to say shalom. We out.